Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope everybody is doing fantastic today. If it's your first time with my channel here, I'm a teacher. I'm a school teacher. I conceal carry absolutely every single day. I train once or twice a month, and if the situation arises, I will be protecting your children. And I know there are teachers out there that are just like me. So if your son or daughter has an amazing teacher right now, go out there and praise them. All right, say thank you for what they do. We do not get paid enough as teachers. We get a lot of our fulfillment from thank yous and from you guys, from parents and from students. That's why we come to school every single day. But today I got something special. I'm going to be going over my Glock 45 build that I've been building out the last couple of years. A little caveat to this build: this is something that I do not carry. All right, I put a lot of time, I put a lot of research, I put a lot of money into this build, and the last thing I want to do is use it in a self-defense shooting and then lose the entire thing. All right, now the other end of the coin, you kind of want to make your gun to where you're really accurate with it, you're really good with it, but at the same time, I feel like I would cry if I ended up losing this firearm. So I'm going to show it to you right now. This is what it looks like. It's Glock 45. We're going to start at the butt end first, and then we're going to make our way all the way across. For those of you who don't know what a Glock 45 is, it is 9mm. It is a Gen 5. A Glock 45 is actually a Gen 5, so all the Gen 5 characteristics you're going to get with this gun. And the first one is a Glock Gen 5 characteristic. I will show you that it is clear. Okay, it is clear. There's no mag in there for all you safety Nazis out there. Okay, we're going to start at the bottom. So a Gen 5, what it does, it has a built-in Magwell, basically. So the Magwell is, the grip on the bottom is kind of flared out. So the first thing I did is I put a C&H Precision speed feed in there. Now the speed feed kind of makes this Magwell into a complete Magwell. For those of you who have Glocks, you know they have that annoying U-notch inside of the grip there. And sometimes when you're reloading a magazine, I know I just flagged myself, it's clear, don't freak out. Okay, when you're reloading a magazine, sometimes you can get it caught on that U-notch. This kind of takes that U-notch out of play. Okay, so it makes reloads a lot easier with this. And what I like about the speed feed is you are actually able to use the back straps with your firearm. And that's why I kind of stayed away with a lot of the Magwells, because those Magwells, you couldn't use the back straps with those Magwells. Okay, and my hand is way too big to not use a back strap on this firearm. Okay, so that's why I kind of gravitated towards this speed feed here. Very good addition to this gun. All right, moving on up, I have a Vickers tactical mag release button, and it's not squared off like a traditional mag release. Okay, it is kind of rounded, and what I liked about that is it didn't hurt as bad, because I like to use the side of my thumb when I am releasing the magazine, and having it rounded off, it didn't hurt my thumb as bad. I don't, call me a wuss, but it feels a lot better to release with this rounded off one than it did with a squared mag release. Do you absolutely need that? No, you don't absolutely need that at all. Okay. Another thing I did is I put on a Talon grip on here. I was not a fan of the original grip that came on this gun, and I got I believe it's the rubberized version, the softest version, and it just made it fit in my hand a lot better. It made it feel a lot better in my hand. Traveling up the gun here, pretty much one of the only things that's like stock in this is actually the slide release. That is pretty much the only thing that is actually stock on the outside of this gun here. I did switch out the slide, what would they call this? The slide release? I don't know. Whatever this is right here, I can't even think of it. I'm having a brain fart right now. But this is just a cheap one on Amazon. What it does is, instead of going straight down the side of the gun where you really got to pinch it, it kind of flares outwards a little bit, and I'll do a little B-roll there so you can actually see it. Okay, but it is silver and it kind of indents out, so it's much easier to grab onto when you're trying to release this slide from the frame. I did undercut the trigger guard myself. I'm hoping you guys can see that pretty well. I did Dremel that out myself. I used a little bit of, it's called flicks. Every time I do Dremel every single one of my Glocks, and every time I do, when I'm done, I use this Flitz polishing part with the Dremel. There's a Dremel polishing part, and I just Dremeled that nice and smooth, so you can't even tell that I was actually amateur hour grinding there. It looks really, really nice. I do like the way it ended up. I will say about when you Dremel out the trigger guard, the more you do it, the better you get. If you really care about a firearm, make sure that firearm is not the first one you try it on. Okay, do a couple of other frames first before you get to a gun that you really, really like. Like this is the gun that I knew I was gonna really like, and so I made sure I practiced on my Glock 19, my Glock 17, my Glock 34 before I got to this gun right here. But I thought I did an amazing job on that. It feels great underneath when my hand is in the right position. I would say it's pretty close to my best work that I had on all of my Glocks. Moving up, I did put an Apex trigger in there, and I'm just not a fan of the stock trigger. I got the whole kit, the whole trigger bar and everything that goes in there. I absolutely love this trigger. I paired that with a Ghost 3.5 pound connector I put in there, and what that does is it really makes it a rolling wall. So when you pull the trigger, it kind of rolls through the wall. There's no defined wall. I mean, you can feel the wall. It's like right there, okay? But I can roll through it pretty easily. And that's what I absolutely love about this gun is the trigger. I had to try a lot of different things to get the trigger the way I wanted it. I wanted a perfect Glock, my version of Glock perfection, and I had to try a lot of different ways, and this is just the way I went. So I went with an Apex trigger. I got the whole kit, trigger bar included, and I threw it in there, and I got the Ghost 3.5 pound connector. Those two things together made this trigger pull really, really nice. I will say that right now. I did get my slide. This came not optics ready. This is not an MOS slide. I actually got my slide milled by JagerWorks. So I had them mill it for a Aimpoint Acro P2, and while they were doing it, I'm like, hey, I might as well change the color of the slide. So this is their Sniper Gray color. I hope you guys can see that really nicely. It turned out amazing. I absolutely love this Sniper Gray black combination that we have going on here. But I had them do that, and they Cerakoted it for, like, since I was already getting all this work done, they Cerakoted it for relatively cheap. But this was obviously back when Trump was president, so who knows what the prices are now. So I did install, I had it directly milled, the Aimpoint Acro P2. I love this optic. This optic is fantastic. The dot is really, really crisp. It's easily one of the best dots that I own. I own a lot of Trijicons, I own a lot of Holosuns. This beats them all. And what I really like about it is the battery is on the outside, and it's an enclosed optic. You can't beat an enclosed optic. It's kind of bulky on the top there, but if I wanted to conceal carry this, which I already said I'm probably not going to do, if I wanted to conceal carry this, I can conceal it very well. If you're doing it appendix with a mag on there, it does conceal relatively well. It's not as bad as people make it out to be. I do have the Trijicon suppressor height sights on there. I believe that's Trijicon. Yep, Trijicon suppressor height sights on there. So they co-witness with the dot pretty well. I have no idea if you can even see that or not. I am doing my video through a cell phone, so obviously I have no reverse camera on there. I did have the back plate. I put a new back plate on there, slide plate on there. This one happens to be one of my favorite Bible verses. This is Joshua 1:9. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. I put that on all my Glocks. That's pretty cool little remembrance of my favorite Bible verse. What really makes this gun amazing, and in my opinion, this is my version of Glock perfection, is the Radian Ramjet that's on the front, this compensator. So it's the Radian Ramjet and Afterburner, which is the recoil spring in there as well. That makes this gun 900 times better. Okay, the recoil is less when you are shooting. They say it's like 44% less with 115 grain ammo, but I don't know very many people that actually shoot 115 grain ammo religiously or carry 115 grain ammo. I do not. I'm 124 grains. I'm doing the Hornady critical duties, 124 grains. Okay. Does it reduce recoil with 124 grains? Yes, it does. It reduces the recoil quite a bit, but that's not the best part about this. It's not only the recoil is reduced, but the recoil impulse is very, very soft. When I'm shooting a stock Glock and then you shoot one of these, it's not just about the muzzle flip, but it's how it feels. It feels incredibly soft when you're firing that gun. And anybody who has done shooting through a compensator, you guys know when you start shooting compensated, sometimes it's hard to go back to stock firearms because you love the way the compensator feels. And this is so true. Even I learned this. I have two guns now with comps on it. I have this one and I have my Shadow System CR920P on it. And I love these two guns because of how they feel. It has quite a bit less felt recoil on there. But I absolutely love this firearm. I shoot it incredibly well. This is the tightest groups I get out of any of my guns. I'd say this one and the Walther PDP are my two top guns that I get the best groups with. And the reason is because I had to use this aftermarket barrel with this entire setup. It feels amazing. I shoot it absolutely on point. But I wanted to show you guys this gun, see how it looks. Maybe you can copy this design. I absolutely love it. I will say the upgrades probably cost more than the gun itself, which is mainly the reason that I don't carry this gun. This is not in my EDC rotation. This is more of a fun gun, a range toy. If the world were to end or zombies attack or the government collapses and I have to shoot out of a war belt, this is the gun I'll have with me out of the war belt. This is my outside the waistband gun for sure. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of this. You are more than welcome to copy what I got here. This gun is fantastic, especially if you have really big hands like I do. I have gravitated more towards the full size grips over the compact because the compact grips, my pinky always hangs off on those compact size grips. The only exception is the Walther PDP, which, believe it or not, the Walther PDP actually does have a full size grip. Pretty dang close to a full size grip on it. So that actually fits my hand really well. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to train hard, get strong, be a protector. If no one said they love you today, I love you guys. God bless you all.